Okay, welcome back to Build with Nick, and today we are going over how to make a sitemap in Elementor and how to submit it to Google Search Console so that you can begin getting crawled by Google. So let's just jump right into it. First thing I did was I logged into Elementor and I started a new page. I named it sitemap, and it's really straightforward. All you have to do is go into the elements section and type in sitemap, and it'll pop up. You can drag and drop it over into the right side of the screen, and it will populate all the pages that you already have on your site. From there, I went ahead and did a couple things. I added an item so it wasn't just the pages and the categories, because I also have blog posts that I want to have on the sitemap. So I added those in, and then there's some other stuff that you can do in the style section. But ultimately, I went to one column so that somebody could just scroll continuously and it wasn't too busy at the top. And I added an outline. You can mess around with different backgrounds if you want, like I did here. But for me, a clean outline is all that I really wanted, and it just gives a little bit more contrast to the page. The last thing I did in Elementor was I added it to my footer, because on most sites you'll see that a sitemap is located at the bottom, and this is really good for when Google is crawling your site, that your sitemap is readily available on every page. That way it can access your sitemap very quickly when it's crawling your site for the first time, or anytime really. So I just did this by adding a text box at the bottom, centering it by going to the container and saying justify content center, and then finally just adding a link to the page with the text editor itself. Okay, that's great and all for the site, but how do you get it so that Google knows about your sitemap? And what you'll have to do is use an external sitemap generator and then add it to your Google Search Console. A lot of people make the mistake of taking the URL of their sitemap on their page and adding that to Google Search Console, which will be accepted, but it's the wrong format. And you want to make sure that you submit the correct format using a tool like Screaming Frog, which I'm running a quick site audit here. And when it's done, you can actually go up to the top and select sitemap, and you can create a sitemap from scratch there, and it looks something like this. It should give you the correct format. WordPress will allow a couple different formats for the sitemap, and all you have to do is go into the tools section and then import, and you're going to have to set up the RSS importer tool. All you have to do is press that button, it'll bring you over, and then you can choose your file, which you have saved from your crawl or any other tool that you use to create your sitemap. And then once you do that, you'll be able to press the button to run it, which will import it into your media section. I already did it, so I'm not going to do it again. Once you download it, it'll be in your media section. You'll take that link that the sitemap file has on your Elementor or WordPress site, and then you can submit that link into your Google Search Console, and it will submit the sitemap properly. I also recommend adding that to your page. That way the proper link is also at the top of your sitemap on your website. That way when any search engine is crawling your site, it'll pick up on that link and it will have the proper format as it crawls. I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll talk to you next time.